What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Summer Career Mode. This is episode number 102. We're starting today's episode off on the back of the absolutely thrilling Champions League semi-final victory over Real Madrid after winning the first leg 3-1 at Metropolitano. We went to the Bernabeu, conceded 2 early goals, but what a game, and what a finish. From 3-1 down to 3-3, a late brace from Sanchez saw us tired on the night and make it through 6-4 over 2 legs. We will face Inter Milan, our former team and the holders in the Champions League final, where we will surely be going for a treble, because after winning the Copa del Rey 4 games ago against Espanyol, our first of hopefully 3 trophies being picked up this season, we now take on Real Betis in the first of the final 4 games in La Liga. We currently have a 9-point gap on Real Madrid, and due to the head-to-head record being better than Ancelotti's side, we would know all we need now is just 1 win from our final 4 games to be La Liga champions. I mean, surely we can't bottle this, right? I mean, surely we're not going to have the worst choke of all time, right? Well, the first game was Betis away in Seville, and we took the lead in the first half. Eduardo Ceballos, player of the season with goal number 27, makes it 1-0. We have the advantage, but I've got to be honest here, I had a bit of an interesting lineup out there. It was a bit of a mix of first-team players and also bench players as well, because of the fact it came 3 days after the win against Real Madrid, or the draw, technically, at the Bernabeu in the Champions League semi-final. And well, let's just say one starter covered himself in glory with Ceballos scoring the opening goal, but Jan Oblak, mate, honestly, bro, he's been brilliant this year, but occasionally he makes an error, and for that goal, what was that? It did go down as an own goal for those curious. Unbelievable error from my old reliable captain. It's 1-1, and then late on in the game, well, this was not in the script. I thought we were going to get it done to break because we were leading by a goal, but instead, after an own goal from Jan Oblak and Højbjerg, the former Spurs and Saints midfielder, scoring his first of the season, how typical is that? It often happens in FIFA, doesn't it? A massive game and a player for the other team scores his first goal of the season against you. It finishes 2-1. 2 goals in 16 minutes, and Real Betis come from behind, score with their only 2 attempts on goal, and win it 2-1. So, there you go, a howler from Oblak, Højbjerg's first of the season after Real won their game. 3 games to go, and the gap is cut to 6. Now, with 10 clear of Barca, obviously can't catch up now, so obviously, as we've known for a few good weeks now, it is a 2-horse race and a straight shootout for the title between the Madrid boys, but there you go, we lose the first of 4, and I was thinking, okay. Alright, now again, due to the head-to-head record, we only need 1 win in now our final 3 games. And you know, I'd like to tell you that I lost the game on purpose because I wanted to celebrate winning the trophy in front of our home fans. That's a lot of rubbish, I'm not going to lie to you. I wanted it done there and then, so I wouldn't be any nervous whatsoever for our final 3 games. And taking on Real Sociedad for the penultimate home game of the season, well, we had a chance to do it again in front of our home crowd here at the Metropolitano, but I was thinking, unlike against Betis, I'm not going to field a half-weak, half full-strength side. No, I'm going out there with my first team, because Sociedad right now are going for a Champions League place, looking to cement 4th place. I want to get the job done this afternoon and not leave it to chance with our final games against Espanyol away in Barcelona and Celta Vigo at home as well. So, starting the game off, couldn't have asked for a better start. 4 minutes in, my talisman, my star, the club record signing, and will be the Golden Boot winner, Eduardo Ceballos, gets his 28th for the year and makes it 1-0, and 35 minutes in, still leading by a goal. Had to make sure I got a cushion in this game, had to learn my lesson from the Real Betis loss, seeing that comeback happen in Seville. I needed a cushion in this game, go 2 goals up, and it really was fitting. The guys that got the goals in the first half, my top 2, my dynamic duo, my bros leading the line, Eduardo Ceballos and João Felix, the goal scorers, as we go 2 goals up early. He celebrates with me on the sidelines, and as the referee would eventually blow for full time after a very uneventful second half, to be fair, that would do it. Yep, bottled it in Seville, but back home, where it mattered most, we get the job done. Final score, Atletico 2, Sociedad 0, and there we go, Atletico Madrid are La Liga champions with 2 games to spare. And obviously, you know, we jumped out to a lead a month or so ago, and once we got that, I thought, Right, this has got to be ours to lose now. You know, we were trying to topple Barcelona for such a long period of time, and eventually we got ahead of Xavi's side, and then Real overtook them. They won an El Clasico, and after they overtook Barcelona, Barca kind of just fell away a little bit. And it's kind of funny because it happens quite often, you know, in FIFA career mode. Like, one team seems to dominate in the first half of the season, and then they start falling away a little bit in the second. And, you know, obviously I've talked about this a lot. Form is a real thing, so of course it should be in the game. Momentum is a real thing, so it should be in the game. But I think sometimes it just goes to show us a little bit too overpowered. Now, I'm not going to say that never happens in real life, because of course it does. Of course some teams will jump out to an early lead and then start to falter and fall away a little bit, but it seems to happen every single season in FIFA career mode. You're at the start of the season, Barcelona went through the first half of the campaign undefeated. They were absolutely brilliant, you know. And obviously now, to be where we are, you know, with 4 games to go, they were double-digit points behind us. And don't get me wrong, we had a great second half of the season, but, you know, it's still a little bit disappointing knowing that for the second season in a row, in 2 different leagues, in 2 different countries, happened last year with Juventus. Remember, Juventus were absolutely dominating the first half of the season, and then they just completely fell away. And I think that to me is something I hope EA look into for next year and for the years to come as well. Form is a real thing. It should be in the game. Of course, when teams are struggling for form, they're going to doubt themselves a little bit, little slip up here and there, it's to be expected. And when a team's in really good form, they go into each game thinking, even if they're considered statistically the underdog, yeah, no reason they can't win and pick up a big scalp on the road, for example. But I think it's just a little bit too OP for my liking, you know. I mean, we win this title with 2 games to go, buzzing with that, but we could have technically been crowned champions with 4 games to go had we won, and obviously results went our way, but it's still a little bit frustrating that, you know, like a team like Barcelona, for example, you know, we're dominating the first half of the season and they just completely fell away, you know, in the second half of the season. Same with Juventus last year with Inter Milan, just completely fell off the pace, despite the fact they'd won every game, but I think 1 or 2, and were undefeated 19 games in last season. It's just a bit frustrating because, again, you love a good title race, you do, but when you go into really good form and a team starts to falter, it's very hard for them to pick it back up, you know, and it's just like, you know, like I unlike in the dating world, I quite like the chase. Do you know what I mean? Like, in the dating world, I don't like the chase. I don't like that feeling, you know. Of course not. I just want it. But I just want it. But in FIFA career mode or Football Manager, I quite like the chase. I quite like, you know, playing catch up. I quite like, you know, feeling the pressure. But it can be a bit frustrating sometimes when a team goes into bad form and then they're like losing. Like I saw last season with Juventus. I can't remember who it was. I think it was like Salernitana or something. He lost at home to like Salernitana. And I'm not saying that's beyond the realms of possibility. In fact, very recently, they drew 2-2 with Salernitana. Of course, there was that controversy with the disallowed goal. But even so, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. But it's, you know, it's still frustrating how it happens quite often. So yeah, for next year, you know, a lot of people ask me, you know, what improvements I make to FIFA CM and what new features I'd like. And I've said many times before, of course, we'd all love things like online career, and of course we'd like things like, you know, classic stadiums and classic teams and stuff like that. But really, I think just fixing the game and making it more realistic is the best place to start. Before we add new things in, let's make sure the current things work the way we want them to. So, yeah. Anyway, for the third of the 4 games here, I did play the final 2 games. You know, I mentioned before, I like to play every single game and not simulate. They were meaningless games. We couldn't set a new record for points or anything like that, but I just wanted to play them and see how I get on. We had Espanyol away in Barcelona for the first game, and our final away day at the RCDE Stadium. I was thinking they'll be going for revenge after we beat them in the Copa del Rey final, but Matheus Cunha had other ideas. Yeah, our Brazilian bagged a hat-trick in this game as we won by 3-1. I did quite like the celebrations as well. A little bit overly dramatic considering the fact that we've already won the title, but even so, 3-1 the final score. Cunha bagging a hat-trick as we came from behind to win that game 3-1 there. Love a good game against Espanyol, man. They're such a fun team to play against. I'll tell you what as well, as Simeone did his ACL and he'll miss the final 2 games of the season. Not really important, of course, now title's in the bag and he weren't going to play the CL final regardless, but Diego's not happy with me playing him in a meaningless game there, and he's now done his ACL. I'm sorry, Diego, but he's not really my boy. He's yours. He's my stepson. I ain't got as much love for him as you do, just being honest. But what was I going to say? Yeah, but Espanyol, by the way, great team for an RTG. You know, for those that are thinking about next year, you know, what career mode teams you want to start off with in FIFA 23. If you're looking for a Spanish team, Espanyol are an amazing team. They got a couple of really good youngsters, as you know. And again, being from Barcelona, they've got the strong Barcelona rivalry, the Catalonia rivalry with Barcelona, of course. They'd need a long RTG because they're a side who, you know, certainly haven't been a big boy, and obviously again they've got their real stadium in the game, the RCDE Stadium, which is really, really nice as well, and they've got some lovely kits too. They're a great team for an RTG side, Espanyol, and definitely worth considering if you want to try something different and a Spanish career mode RTG next year. But still, yeah, for the final game of the season domestically in La Liga, it would be the Metropolitano, so our final game at home and the final game of Spanish football before the Champions League final, taking on Celta Vigo. You would have seen my lineup really, really weak. Only Jan Oblak was a regular starter for this game, the captain. Just wanted to try and get him another clean sheet if I could. And with the Champions League final coming in a week's time, what I was thinking, okay, we just saw Simeone going out with an ACL. We're already missing Thuram and Monchu. The last thing I want to do is play Severlos in a meaningless game, try and get him to 30 goals, and he ends up dislocating his shoulder or something. So of course I wasn't going to take a chance. I learnt my lesson there. I sacrificed Simeone. You know, he was like my guinea pig in that game there, and now I realise that, okay, final game of the season, don't take any chances. Even if you lose, it doesn't matter, of course. The title's already in the bag, and in the end, Arezzo, who we had in our Granada career mode, of course, made it 3-1 in a loss in the final game of the season. So not quite the way I wanted to end the campaign, with a 3-1 defeat at home to Celta Vigo, but really not too fast. Most important thing for me was knowing that none of my starters got injured, because none of my starters other than Oblak played, and yeah, 3-1 loss, a raise of a hat-trick, but I really don't care. Title was already won. So there you go then, season is over, and Atletico Madrid are champions. 6 clear of Real Madrid and 9 clear of Barcelona, winning 28 out of 38 games. League's highest scorers with 93. I'll be honest here, I should have got to treble digits. I sort of fell off the pace a little bit about 2/3 of the way through the season. The goals really dried up, and 33 goals conceded, best defensive record as well, with of course the highest goal difference too. So yeah, Real Madrid, Barcelona and Sociedad, the top 4, Villarreal in 5th, and Granada, come on boys, 6th place finish for the lads from Andalusia as well. You love to see it, you love it when one of your former career mode teams does well. Bilbao avoided a drop on the head-to-head record. How about that? As for the Golden Boot, it was indeed Severlos. He won it with 28 and 32. João with 25, and Ansu Fati was in 3rd with 24, I think it was. And as for the top assists as well, once again, an Atletico Madrid 1-2. Felix, top of the assist charts, and Severlos the runner-up. And as for the Golden Glove, Jan Oblak, 18 and 38. 1 away from averaging 1 in every 2. But the real question is this. How on earth did we only manage to get one representative in the team of the season? João Felix. So Severlos wins the Golden Boot and was 2nd in assists. Oblak was the Golden Glove winner. We had the best defensive record in the division, and we were the top scorers as well. Oblak won the goalkeeper of the tournament, yet Courtois was in the team of the season. And Severlos was the player of the tournament, yet he didn't make it the team of the tournament. Can you say snubbed? That's absolutely ludicrous. Come on. But hey, I'm going to shout out to my boys pre-game for the Champions League final. Say play with some fire in your belly. You might not be respected in Spain by La Liga, but you will be if you win this. Yup, that is it. The title has been won. It adds to the Copa del Rey. 2 down, 1 to go. And as we into the series finale, the Champions League final against our former team, Inter Milan, it's a chance to win the iconic treble. Thanks for watching, much love, and I'll see you for the series finale, the Champions League final, my final video of an amazing FIFA 22 very soon.